What if I told you I just found out that my girlfriend was cheating on me with my roommate? And you know the craziest part about this? My roommate has a girlfriend too. And she found out about the same time I did. It's because they're not very good at keeping a secret. So instead of confronting them, we decide, well, you know what? How about we just become cheaters too? And I did the unthinkable. And I don't feel regretful at all. But then my girlfriend found out, and you won't believe what she said. Romy and I met at this dive bar called the Velvet Coffin. Stupid name, but they have $2 PBRs on Tuesday. She was there with her best friend, I just call her Indy. This girl who always wore oversized band tees and had stick and poke tattoos all up her arms. I remember thinking Indy was cute, but Romy was magnetic. See, she had this way of laughing that made you feel like you were the only person in the room. We dated for 2 years, and the whole time, gosh, I just didn't ever feel like an idiot until now. My roommate, Silas, he moved in about 6 months after Romy and I started dating, and he seemed cool. Worked at some startup doing crypto, or whatever he said. Always had his girlfriend, Mary, over. Mary and I would hang out sometimes when Silas and Romy were both working late. We would watch reality TV and eat takeout from this sketchy Chinese place that definitely failed every health inspection but had the best lo mein in the city. I thought we were all friends. I don't know what I thought. The signs were there, I guess. Romy always knew when Silas would be home. She would text me asking if he was around before she came over. I thought she just didn't like him that much and said that he gave her weird vibes. Meanwhile, she was scheduling their sessions to do, well, a fun time around my work schedule. I work nights at this medical supply warehouse. 4/10s, Sunday through Wednesday, 6 p.m. to 4 a.m. Perfect schedule for someone who wants to do some extracurriculars with your roommate. I would leave for work, kiss her goodbye if she was over, and she'd always say that she was just going to watch Netflix and crash. Then I would come home to an apartment that smelled like, well, you know what it smelled like. But Silas always had people over, so I never thought a difference. Sorry, this is all over the place. The nachos I'm eating are making me nauseous, but I can't stop eating them. The worst part is Mary knew. This girl I thought was my friend, who I'd split appetizers with and complained about work to, she knew her boyfriend was doing this with my girlfriend in my apartment, in the bed that I paid for, while I was working lifting boxes of catheters and diabetes supplies. I found out 3 weeks ago. I came home early from work because I threw up in the parking lot. Food poisoning from those sketchy empanadas from the truck outside. I was sick and could barely drive. All I wanted to do was just crawl into bed and disappear. I used my key as quiet as possible because I didn't want to wake up anyone at 11 p.m. The apartment was dark except for the light coming from under Silas's door. I could hear music, the stupid playlist he always played, Arctic Monkeys in the neighborhood. Basic soundtrack to, I don't even know. I went to the bathroom first, splashed water on my face, and that's when I heard it, her laugh. That specific way she would giggle when she was smoking came from his room. I stood there in my work boots and high-vis vest, still smelling like vomit, listening to my girlfriend laugh in my roommate's bed. I didn't bust in, I didn't scream, I just stood there. Then I went to my room, put in my earbuds, and laid there until 4 a.m. when I normally would have gotten home. I heard her sneak in around 3:30, and she texted me good morning like always and said she missed me. Heart emoji, kiss emoji. I called out sick the next 3 days. I told everybody I had food poisoning, which wasn't really a lie. I couldn't keep anything down, and Romy came over to take care of me and made me soup. Held my hair back when I threw up and told me she loved me. The whole time I'm thinking about her in his bed. I started paying attention after that, like really looking. She had a whole routine, leave her laptop charger at my place so she would have an excuse to come by when I was at work. Silas would always conveniently be free those nights, and Mary would always mysteriously be busy with her book club or spin class or whatever fake excuse they've crafted. 2 weeks. I watched this happen for 2 weeks, documented everything in my phone notes like some pathetic private investigator, and Tuesday Romy came by for the charger that she left here at 7:13 p.m., and then she leaves at 11:47. Wednesday, Silas orders Thai food for 2 at 8 p.m. I checked the credit card statement we share for utilities. Thursday, Romy says that she's at her sister's. Her sister posts Instagram stories from Miami, though, and she's nowhere in them. Well, at this point, Indy starts texting me around this time. We'd always been friendly, but now she was reaching out more, sending memes, asking how I was doing. She knew something was off, and later she told me she suspected for months but didn't know how to tell me. Didn't have any proof, just knew her best friend was being sketchy. I finally broke and told her everything. We met at this 24-hour diner near the highway, the kind with sticky booths and coffee that tastes like battery acid. I showed her my pathetic notes. She cried, actually cried, and said that she'd confronted Romy months ago, and Romy swore it was over, swore it was a mistake, a one-time thing, and, well, Indy held my hand across the table, and I felt something I hadn't felt in months, like somebody actually cared about me. We started hanging out more, nothing romantic at first, just two people bonded by betrayal. She'd come over when everybody was out, and we would drink cheap whiskey and crap talk about them. She told me about how Romy had done this before in college with her roommate's boyfriend, how she always played the victim after, and one night we got way too drunk. Or maybe just drunk enough. I don't even remember who kissed who first, but I remember thinking this is it. This is how I burned it all down. We started messing around with the same calculated precision that they would use. When Romy was in class, when Silas was at work, in my bed, in the kitchen, on the couch where we would all watch movies together, I felt powerful and disgusting at the same time. Then Romy started talking about the future, our future. She found this apartment across town and sent me listings. Talked about paint colors and where we would put the Christmas tree. I played along. I let her dream. Even went mattress shopping with her, and she picked out this stupidly expensive memory foam, said it was an investment for our future, and I bought it for $2,400. I didn't have to. But I put it on credit card and had it delivered to the new apartment I secretly signed a lease for alone. The night I moved out, I told everybody I was at work. See, Silas helped me load boxes into my uncle's truck, thinking I was just putting stuff in storage. I almost felt bad for him until I remembered he'd been doing this with my girlfriend on the regular. So I texted Indy the new address and told her to scoot by around 10. Then I texted Romy from my work phone and said I was sick again, food poisoning from the same food truck. Could she come check on me? I gave her the new apartment address and said Silas let me crash there because it was closer to work. She believed it. Why wouldn't she? I'd been the perfect oblivious boyfriend for 2 years, and Indy got there first, and we opened a bottle of champagne on the stupid expensive mattress, and, well, we did something similar to exercise. She kept saying this is messed up, that we should stop, but she didn't stop, and neither did I. I heard Romy's key in the lock at 11:23. I'd given her a copy when we went mattress shopping and told her it was for emergencies. The look on her face when she walked into the bedroom, I've replayed it 1,000 times. Confusion, recognition, devastation, and then rage. She didn't scream, she didn't even cry, just looked at Indy and said, "Wow, you're doing this to me." And then she left. The aftermath was swift and brutal. Romy spun the perfect story. I was the one who was wrong, who manipulated her vulnerable best friend, and I planned the whole thing as some sick revenge plot, gaslit everyone involved, and she was the victim of a narcissistic abuser. People believed it and ran with it. Why wouldn't they? She had, Mary backing her up, saying I'd always made her uncomfortable, how I've been acting strange for weeks and planning something. Silas moved out the next day. Didn't even look at me, just packed his crap and left. Blocked me on everything, and now I'm stuck with rent I can't afford, and an apartment that smells like Chinese food that we used to all eat together. Well, Indy lasted 3 days before the guilt ate her alive. Said she could not believe what we've done, how we've become just like them, and she blocked me. Now she and Romy are apparently working on their friendship, trauma bonding over what I put them through. The friend group chose sides, and it wasn't me. 8 people I thought gave a crap about me gone. They screenshotted my desperate texts trying to explain and shared them in a group chat I'm not even in. Evidence of my instability, they say. I've gotten 47 messages from unknown numbers. They call me every name in the book. Someone left a dead rat on my doorstep and my car key keyed.
It said Predator, scratched on the driver's side. I'm 3 weeks behind my rent, and my boss says if I call out one more time, I'm fired. I can't sleep in that stupid bed anymore, and every time I close my eyes, I see her face. Not Rami, I see Indy. Right before she left, like she was seeing me for the first time and didn't like what she found. The really messed up part, though, I don't even feel vindicated. I thought I would feel something like satisfaction or justice, something, but I just feel empty. Like hollowed myself out for revenge that wasn't even sweet, just bitter corrosiveness. Romy and Silas are still together. They're official now. Posted couple photos and everything, happy, unbothered, and thriving. And I'm here. I'm just in this empty apartment, eating nachos still. It's the only meal I know how to make, and I'm just scrolling through old texts, trying to find the exact moment everything went wrong. I found this voicemail from Indy from before everything went to crap, back when she was just Romy's friend who sent funny TikToks. She's drunk, laughing about something, says she's glad that we're friends, that I'm good for Romy, that she's happy we all found each other. I've listened to it 17 times tonight. So am I the jerk for cheating? The revenge for becoming exactly what I hated? For ruining the one real connection I had in all this mess because I was too focused on hurting the people who hurt me? I don't know anymore. I don't even know anything anymore. The nachos are getting cold now and my phone won't stop buzzing. Eviction notice email this time. I guess this is what rock bottom tastes like. Processed cheese and regret. I keep thinking about what Indy said the last night before she left. That we have become just like them. But it's worse than that. They're fine. They've got each other, their friends, their story, where they're star-crossed lovers who found each other despite the obstacles. And I've got nothing but this mattress that costs more than I make in a month, and a 2 a.m. thought that won't stop spiraling. I can still smell her perfume. Beach walk, I wonder if it was real or just another lie. I don't even know which her I mean anymore. What's up, everybody? There's an update. It came out 4 months later, and I just want you to know it's a short update, but man, it hits you with a twist. If you're enjoying today's video so far, smash that like button. Let's jump into the update 4 months later, and then we'll check out a couple comments. Update number 1. So, I wasn't going to update this. Honestly, though, I thought I would just delete this after that night, but I've been getting messages asking what happened, and I figured I owe the 3 people who actually give a crap some closure. Plus, my therapist says writing this helps, so we'll see. I'm not in that apartment anymore. I got evicted 2 weeks after posting and spent a night in my car in the Walmart parking lot before my cousin Hollis drove down from Columbus and basically dragged me to his couch. Been here since. The plot twist you're all waiting for, Rami is pregnant. Yeah, 6 months along now, and here's the thing. The timing doesn't add up to it being Silas's. If you do the math, she was already knocked up during our whole revenge saga, and Mary finally cracked and told everybody the truth last month. See, she wasn't just covering for them, she was with Silas too. The whole thing was some weird poly situation that Rami wasn't actually cool with. And Mary sent me this long, rambling Facebook message at like 3 a.m. confessing everything. How Silas had been playing both of them and how Rami tried to end it multiple times, but he threatened to tell me. How Mary was in love with him and thought if Rami was out of the picture, well, it might work. I didn't even respond. What's the point? Indy, she reached out to me last week. So we met at the same crappy diner, and oh man, she looked great. Just kidding, she looked different. Tired, said she's been in therapy, and said Rami kept the baby, but Silas split when he found out it might not be his. Moved to Austin with some new girl from his crypto job. She told me Rami's been spinning new stories. See, now I'm the love of her life who she tragically betrayed, and she names the baby after my grandmother. Yeah, the grandmother whose funeral she skipped to be with Silas. Indigo said that she's been rewriting history, telling people we're meant to be together. That the universe will bring us back. Indy cried when she told me this, said that she misses me. She misses us. She misses the $2,000 mattress, I bet. That we had, these few weeks. It was the realest thing that she's felt in years, but she won't, not after everything. I'm doing better, I guess. I don't know. I got a job at Hollis's friend's auto shop, and I fix transmissions now. Come home covered in grease instead of shame. It's an upgrade. Still can't sleep in beds, though. Couches only. My back's so messed up, but at least I don't dream about her anymore. Either of them. Sometimes I do drive past that old apartment complex. There's new people in our unit, and I saw them carrying in a crib last Tuesday. I hope they're happier than we were. Oh, yeah, I mentioned it, so I might as well explain it. That $2,400 mattress. I sold it to some lucky college kid for $300. He haggled me down from $500 on Facebook Marketplace. Seems fitting. I still have the voicemail from Indy saved. Haven't listened to it in 2 months now? Progress is what my therapist is saying, and recovery is not linear, is what I keep telling myself. Some days I feel nothing, and some days I feel everything, but most days I just change oil and try not to think about beach walk perfume, or stick and poke tattoos, or the way champagne tastes like regret. Anyways, that's the update nobody really asked for. We all messed up. Nobody won. But I'm still here, grease under my fingernails and all. Let me know, though, do you guys think that I went too far by cheating too? I mean, was I really cheating if she was already cheating before I was cheating, or are we all just cheating? I don't even know anymore. I'm not going to update again, just tell me your thoughts in the comment section.
Guys, I have one of the most intense exchanges in the comment section from a commenter and the original poster. So I'm going to read it now. This one comes from Justice O'Clock 18. It says, "Are you serious with this update? You want us to just feel sorry for you because you're sleeping on couches and you have a little hurt back? Boo-hoo. Let me get this straight. I'm going to do this in chronological order. You found out your girlfriend was cheating. Instead of being an adult and confronting her, you watched her for 2 weeks like a psychopath, made a calculated plan to destroy her friendship, and targeted her vulnerable best friend who knew, she had feelings for you, and manipulated that friend into being with you. You orchestrated a cruel gotcha moment for maximum pain, and then you had the audacity to paint yourself as a victim when it all started to backfire on you. You're not the hero of this story, buddy. You're a weirdo who used Indy's feelings as a weapon. She trusted you, and you turned her into a bomb to throw at your ex, and then she started feeling guilty, and now you blame her for leaving. And you're mad at her because she got caught in the blast radius? This bullcrap update, where suddenly everyone is all poly and pregnant and whatever, convenient. How there's a new narrative that makes you look less psycho, huh? Even if all of that is true, it doesn't change what you did. You had a choice, and you chose to be cruel. You chose cruelty. Rami dodged a bullet, if you ask me. See, I hope she names that baby something that reminds her every day that she escaped from the real sociopath, which is you. Oh, and Andy, that poor girl is in therapy because you weaponized her feelings, but sure. Cry about your sore back and your cousin's couch. You got exactly what you deserved. Less than that, actually. You're the a-hole forever and always. Love OP. Wow. That's when OP replies, and they say, you know what? You're not wrong. And by the way, guys, this is the first time OP has ever gotten criticism like this where they respond positively. OP says, you know what? You're not wrong about some of it. I did watch her. I did plan it. I did use Indigo's feelings, and I've spent 4 months in therapy unpacking exactly how messed up that was. My therapist has this phrase that she uses. It says exactly word for word. Hurt people hurt people. And I hate it because it sounds like an excuse, but it's not. It's just what happened. You want to know the worst part that I could not even admit in the original post? When Indy kissed me that first time, for a second I felt nothing, just calculating. Like I was playing a game of chess and I kissed her back anyways because I knew that it would lead to this. I knew that I weaponized her, and I knew I built it. But then something shifted. Maybe it was the way she laughed at my stupid jokes. Maybe it was how she would trace patterns on my arm without realizing. And maybe I'm just trying to retroactively make myself less of a monster. But I caught feelings, real ones, and I destroyed those too because I could not stop the machine that I built. You're right that Romy dodged a bullet. We were toxic for each other. I'm not denying that, I promise. It would have imploded eventually anyways, but the way I handled it is unforgivable. I agree. You're right that Indy deserved better. She deserves someone who saw her as more than collateral damage, and you're wrong about one thing, though, and I'll mention that now. I don't think I'm a hero. Haven't since that night. Heroes don't eat gas station nachos in the middle of the night typing out their sins to a stranger. Duh! Heroes don't sell furniture at 90% loss because they can't stand to look at it. Heroes actually face their crap instead of running to Columbus, which is exactly what I did. So yeah, you're the a-hole is correct, but I'm trying to be less of one day by day. Transmission by transmission, even if I don't deserve the chance. Guys, I need to know what your thoughts about that comment are, either OP's reply or the original. Drop it down below. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow. And of course, remember one thing. It's cool to be kind. Peace.